it's that time again, and the Major League Rugby draft is right upon us. Some people are a little bit worried about it because, the reduction of teams in the league, what's going to happen there, and it's a small league. Yes, I've been hearing some positive news about teams and things like that. We'll see how that goes. What we do have, though, is a draft. It's going to be 3 rounds, 5 picks each round, except that with a team that's no longer in the league getting docked a pick in the first round, it's actually 4 picks in the first round. So 4 picks, then 5, then 5. So 14 spots. Okay, nice to get drafted. That gives you a little bit of prestige, but you have to go through the process anyway. So you go through, you don't get drafted, actually happy days. Then you're free to sign with any team you want. You can move to a city that you want to move to, get a job, start playing with a local club, something like that. Get yourself in a position so that you can sign with that team if you feel that you want to, and if they feel that they want to sign you. Okay, so we're going to have a look, though, through the positions, through those who've declared, and talk a little bit about some of the players to keep an eye on. Having said that, we're dividing those players up into U.S. eligible and non-U.S. eligible. So if they're non-U.S. eligible, I might be talking about fewer of those players simply because it's tougher. It's tougher to get signed, and more now we're seeing, because of the rules within the league, that it's beneficial to be an American qualified player. So that's going to be there. The other thing is soft pedaling underclassmen. I've learned over the time, every now and then I'll talk about an underclassman, a junior, declaring for the draft and thinking, well, maybe they're going to be doing something. You know what? They almost never sign. They go on and then declare the next year. So unless I really am like, oh, I know this person is going to, they're a junior, but they're probably going to graduate in December or something like that, I'm probably not going to talk about them. We will see, however, players who do have like a semester left. And so they're going to declare for the draft and be drafted, but they're going to stick around for that last season in the fall. So those players will be around. Today, on this show, number 1 show, we're starting with the tight 5, and we're going to go in prop, hooker, and lock. Could have made it prop and hooker. Yes, we could have. But actually, this year, fewer, especially props, not as many props declaring this year as in previous years, and that is actually a really good position in which to get a look. People always need props. Lock, it's an interesting year this year with lock, so we'll talk a little bit about that. So let's get started. Let's have a look at the props. The first one would be George Beatty out of Cal State University Long Beach. His older brother, already gone through the process. He's a good, tough player, works hard. He understands what's required of him, but also played on a team that really moved the ball. So you have to have good ball skills. You have to have quick reaction times. You have to have fitness to be able to be a tight 5 forward on the Long Beach State team. And it's actually funny. He put in a statement to the draft board, or whatever you want to call it, the people who decide these things. He said, my brother got drafted. I want to be better than him. Comes in at 6'3", 270. Big, powerful guy. One of the things I've been noticing with props and locks, of players in the lower division, the ones who really have been dominant, say in D2 or something like that, is they're really big. And so they're up in the 290 area. And that may be something they have to work on, because 270, that's on the high end, but if you can carry it well, that's fine. Once you get up to 290, well, you're probably going to be asked to drop some of that. Next up, Asher Webb out of Lindenwood. Yes, he's got a good catch pass. He's got a good open field skills, but Webb is all about the in-tight work. Scrum, maul, just powerful stuff around the breakdown. That's what he's there for. And really, you've got plenty of teams to say, that's really all we need. Like, let's not worry about the open field stuff. The open field stuff, maybe that'll come. Maybe you'll just be a guy in the pod that's going to go and clear out and win those rucks, things like that. We need people to hit rucks and win scrums. Asher Webb will do that for you. Also a big a big body. Also a pretty big body, 6'2", 260, strong, takes a lot of pride in his scrimmaging. And yeah, I do tend to split them up, right? Beatty I've got as a tight head, first and foremost. Webb is a loose head, first and foremost. He causes people a lot of problems in that loose head position. The third one, Jacob Brennan out of St. Bonaventure, 6'1", 264, I think. Can play in the open field, good work rate. He doesn't blast people necessarily, but he just gets work done. He understands the game. Played for a championship team at St. Bonaventure. We'll talk a little bit about game time, NCR versus CRAA, but let's not worry about that. I mean, having said that, Webb's probably played more games than the others, and I think there's a bigger body of work as a result. However, Brennan, very good prop, very good prospect there. So those are the three at prop that I'm getting excited about. At hooker, we've got three players who I think are very good. And St. Mary's Nate Deegan, you got a St. Mary's guy coming in. Man, he can get around the park. He can take care. You have to be able to scrum if you're playing for St. Mary's. You have to be able to do well in the line-out. Obviously, the line-out throw is massively important for a hooker. Nate Deegan is versatile. Not the tallest or biggest there. He's 5'11", 224. That just fits right in with his style of play. Really good option there out of St. Mary's. Next up would be Adam Bilbo out of Penn State. He has been good for a long time. He was good in high school. He is very good for Penn State. I think one of their best players, and certainly also a leader for them. Takes pride in his defense. Very strong line-out thrower. Very consistent. Gets the stuff that he needs to do done. A little bit bigger than Deegan. And really concentrating on the set piece defensive side. And then finally, probably the guy most people have heard of, Hayden McKay out of Mount St. Mary's. And then probably the guy most people have more heard of, Hayden McKay out of Mount St. Mary's. Probably the smallest hooker in this list at, I think he's 5'10", 210. He played a lot of flanker, and flanker, he's like, you have to be super fit to get to the professional level at 5'10" as a 6 or 7, and he is that. But hooker may well be the thing. Probably needs to bulk up a little bit. Man, he gets around the park. His line-out throwing is good. He's a scrapper in tight, and scores tries off the maul. Understands how to do that. Good defender. Moves around a lot though. Super mobile. So those are your three guys. McKay may well go early, but I think all three of them bring something special, and it depends on what your team needs as well. At lock, we have about 9 players that have declared. Of those, one's an underclassman. Not even really going to talk about him. He's probably just testing the waters. We do have a pretty accomplished non-USA eligible player. Tristan Hoops out of Life University. Very smart player. Tough, scrappy. At 6'3", on the short side, but probably can get up there in the line out. So a lot of good things coming from him, but he is not USA eligible. So that's a choice that a team has to make. You do have a couple of people who have the size, but do they have the mobility? That's always a question too. One guy who I really like, Neil Mizarek out of Lindenwood, a player who's from Missouri. Played in high school in Missouri, and also played at Rebel Academy and things like that. He's played a lot of sevens, and he is one of the better, if not the best, open field locks that I've seen this past season. Really enjoy his play. He's a good runner with the ball. He's good open field. He does the other stuff. He wins the line out, things like that. Again, around 6'3", you do need that extra. That's fine. But when professional teams are looking more closer to the 6'5" level and above, just saying you've got to bring everything there. Good work rate from Milsarek, though. Really good fan. I'm a big fan. Jack Roble out of Vermont, lower division player. And generally, we haven't seen lower division players get a ton of minutes, even when they're drafted. However, I think sometimes it just takes a little bit longer, whether it's just getting used to the physicality, getting used to the daily grind, things like that. A Division 2 player will have played just fewer games and will have played fewer tough games. He's a very good player. He's 6'3", 6'4". I enjoy watching him play. I think the question is, I would sign him. If I were a pro team, I would sign him. I don't know if I would draft him in those first 3 rounds. I would just say, hey, where are you going? Are you going to go play for the Free Jacks? You're going to a unit for Vermont? Are you a New England guy? Fine, come by. We'll work with you. But I think he's one of those guys who has the mental capacity, the desire to be great, even though he's been playing in D2. Grand Island's finest, Tyler White, second row out of St. Bonaventure, Western New York guy all the way. He gets the job done. He's a big boy. He's 6'5", got the height, he's got the athleticism, he's got the desire, he works hard. Rugby understanding, he's been playing, I think it's like 4 years in the Grand Island area, and 4 years St. Bonaventure on a championship team, starting lock for them. So he gets all of those things done. He's along with 6'5", 240, great guy to have in the lineup. Fantastic. And then one you may not know, Colorado State's Keen Webre, and he hadn't played a lot. I think the knock on him might be that he hasn't played a lot because he did get a couple of injuries. Very resilient guy. And really the thought is his style of play, which is really kind of an unselfish style of play. He goes in, he makes tackles, he cleans out rucks, he just gets work done. He's not too worried about carrying the ball. He's not too worried about all that glory, stuff like that. That may fit much better with a professional team than necessarily with a college team. But because of the injuries and stuff, he's often been on the bench. And you say, well, he's not even starting at Colorado State. He has all of the pieces there and some personality traits, I think, that are something you'd really want to see. So would be really a fun signing at 6'5", 245. He's got that frame. He's strong. He's a multi-sport athlete coming in, and like I said, pretty resilient. So you'd do worse than signing him. So that would be the group that I have at lock. So far in that tie 5, though, I've got, let's see, what did I do? 6, 11? I mentioned 11 players. There were 14 picks. So I'm quite sure some of these players are not going to get picked. It's kind of fun, really. It's in the sense that how do you narrow that down? We haven't even gotten to the back row yet. We haven't even gotten to the backs yet. So we'll probably end up picking maybe 3 players for each spot. Who knows? Anyway, that's what I've got for episode 1. The draft is coming on August 27. The show will be, I'll be on the show with Will Hooley and probably some other people as well. I don't even know, which is kind of sort of random. I'll be in this studio. So looking forward to that. We'll be reacting in real time as to what happens. Who knows what the picks are. But thanks for the sponsors. Thanks for watching. We'll have episode 2 with the back rowers up pretty soon. Boom! Boom! Boom!